even though these are ideas that you can use to think about, to process your life, and to move forward to where you want to be, these are not things to get stuck in. They're not things to label yourself and judge yourself and say, this is what I am, that's it, that's my identity, and I'm done. No, they're just ideas to use to think about as you're moving forward to get your life to where you want to be. So in this book, I'm Okay, You're Okay, Thomas Harris said that there were 4 stages. So when we're first born, we're dependent upon our parents. So we're not okay automatically on our own. Human babies take a while to go from dependency into independency, where they can take care of themselves on their own and be okay without nurturing and attention and food and being taken care of. So when babies don't get outside help, when they get neglected, that's not okay for them. So the first stage would be, I'm not okay, you're okay. So this is kind of a mental state that someone's living in. A baby would be thinking, I'm not okay on my own, and you're okay because I need you in order to survive. So I'm not okay, you're okay. Right? That's the first stage. All right, now, if a baby, let's see, I'm not okay, you're okay. If a baby gets criticized and treated bad and doesn't get taken care of in a nurturing, loving way, then that baby would move to a second stage. I'm not okay, you're not okay. Because whatever it is you're doing is not bringing me pleasure, it's bringing me pain. So now I'm moving into, I'm not okay, you're not okay. I'm not getting what I need from you. You're not nurturing and loving and helping me to become stronger and independent. So even when you're around, I'm not okay, which means you're not okay. So that's the second stage. I'm not okay, you're not okay. And the third stage is, let's say the parents are very, very abusive. They might torture or be super, super critical, emotional abuse, neglect, really treat the child like there's something evil or wrong with the child, beating them and abusing them and putting them down. Then the child would move into okay, wait a minute. Yes, okay. You're not okay. Okay, now why would a child say, I'm okay, you're not okay, if they've been really severely abused, when if they've just not been treated very well, they're, I'm not okay, you're not okay. This, I'm okay, you're not okay, is because the child has learned how to nurture themselves. The child has learned how to take care of themselves, to heal themselves from the abuse of the very abusive parent. So they have come up with, now, I'm okay on my own. Like, you need to get the hell away from me. You're not okay. Now, the scary thing about these stages is that these can get stuck in a person's mentality. The patterns in their mind can get stuck because they believe that these are their identities. And this one, this is for narcissists and psychopaths, because they're saying you're not okay. They're looking at everybody they meet as you're not okay. And this is what's interesting about these, because the fourth stage, if a child does get nurturance and care and love, and they learn to take care of themselves, there's not over nurturance, it's not where everything was so taken care of them that they didn't learn how to take care of themselves on their own. This is where they got love, they got nurturance, but they also were challenged to find solutions for themselves and work to make their lives better. Then they come to the stage, the best stage of all, which is I'm okay, you're okay. Now you can see that if these are life scripts, how someone's life can be affected by someone believing these things as identities. Because when in the past this was a parental role, now it becomes the role of everybody that that person meets. So when they're saying, I'm okay, you're okay, they're not just doing it with their parents, they're doing it with everybody in the world. That becomes a life stance, a life identity, a life story that they're in. So now they walk out in the world and they're saying, I'm okay, you're okay. And so everybody they meet, they're okay on their own and they're okay with those people. And that, so they end up having positive relationships. Well, this one, I'm okay, you're not okay, this is a person who's out to hurt people. I'm okay, you're not. So I can treat you however I want you, and it doesn't matter because I'm okay on my own, but I'm not okay with you. And then this one, I'm not okay, you're not okay. That's the person who's probably basically grumpy and feels crappy and maybe depressed and just thinks all people suck. And so they don't really care how they treat people. They can take advantage of people if they want, or they can not take advantage of them. They don't care. They just, it doesn't really matter how they treat people because they're not okay with themselves and they're not okay with other people. But I'm not okay, you're okay. That's for a child. I'm not okay, you're okay. Now some people will take that on as a life script and they will think that they have to do everything for everybody else because I'm not okay, but you're okay. So if I see everybody else is okay, but I'm not, then I'm going to have to work hard to try to get them to see me as okay. But the very, very sad thing is, if this is a life script, and I'm living in a script of I'm not okay, you're okay, and I'm working hard, doing, pleasing, people pleasing, doing all these nice things for people in order to get them to be okay with me, it doesn't matter if they are okay. Because I'm not going to see it anyway, because this is my life script. So I have concretized an idea, a pattern from my childhood that I'm taking out into the world. And no matter how much the world and circumstances proves to me that this is not true, all I'm going to see is this. I'm going to see my script out in the world. I'm going to keep proving it to myself over and over and over again. And if I do find someone who, if I'm in this I'm not okay, you're okay, if I do find someone who treats me good and sees the best in me, I'm not going to be able to be with this because I don't believe it anyway. So this is an example of how much what we believe we prove to ourselves and we see out in the world, and we stay in these scripts regardless of circumstance. So this is an idea, right? It's not something to get stuck in to say, oh, I'm this one, I'm this one, I'm this one, and that's it. No, it's just to ask yourself, like, okay, so how do I feel about myself? Do I feel okay with myself? Am I okay on my own? How do I feel about other people? Am I okay with other people? Do I not like other people generally? Like, where am I on this? So when I talked about the 4 paradigms, how you could speak from truth, which is everybody is the same and life happening right now in the universe, or universal laws, cause and effect, mentalism, or that was the second one. The third one was thought form, like what we make up in our minds, we create out in the world. And then the fourth one is being stuck in those thought forms. So just because I think it, it has to be true. So I'm going to act on it because I believe all my thoughts. All right, so that's the physical manifestation, thinking that's what I am. Well, what has happened is who I am, and believing that and being stuck in it. All right, so when I share this with you, I'm sharing it as a part of the process to become aware of things that have happened, and so I'm not just taking for granted that everything is as it is. It's not so. I'm looking at it so I can process it, and I can use this as a tool to make some decisions and move myself forward. So I know that I'm not stuck in this. I'm not going to concretize it. I'm going to use that as a way to say, what did my young life create in me? What are some of the thoughts I have about myself and the world? And we're going to be doing a little, on the next video, on number 9, we're going to be doing a little questionnaire about that. So this is just a beginning, starting place to use as a looking, but not to make it like, this is not truth, it's just an idea to help you process and move forward. Okay, this is Tia of Champion of Champions Coaching, and you're watching Keep It 100, 100 Life Skills and Strategies to move yourself from where you were to where you want to be. Thank you for watching and joining me today. If you like these kind of videos, hit subscribe, like, and tap the bell if you'd like to be informed on when more of these videos are coming out. So thanks again. Champion yourself to be a champion.